We are doing something a little bit different today. We're going to rank side hustles from best to worst. Some of the most popular side hustles, we're going to go from the best of the best to the ones I would not touch with a 10-foot pole and you need to stay away from. Inflation outpaced wage growth last year, which means you are unable to purchase as much this year as you did last year, even if you got a raise. And that's why so many people are looking at this list, because you don't want to waste your time doing something that's absolutely terrible. Let's do something that actually will make you money. So let's jump into it. We are starting off with a really popular one. That's affiliate marketing, and it's an A tier. I really like affiliate marketing because you can make a lot of money and it snowballs. What that means is once you get going and you get some momentum, every single month, a lot of affiliates will just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. You don't have to go find your clients every single month and be working every single month on sales. All you have to do is build up that database or that social media or that blog or that website or whatever it is. And once you've built it, it should print money. Now, the reason it's not an S tier is because it does take work to build that and it does take time. It's not as hard as people will tell you, okay? I had no intention of growing my social media page and I took it from nothing to 1 million followers in less than a year without spending a single dollar doing it. It's very, very possible to do, but it takes a lot of work. That's why it's an A tier. Next is Amazon white label. This is the one I probably get the most questions inside my DMs about, and it's going F tier. What's kind of funny is this is actually one of the side hustles I personally still have and has worked for me for like 8 years, but the reason it's an F tier is because you're about 8 to 10 years too late. Amazon white label was super big from like 2013, I'd say, to 2017. Back then, people don't know this, you could actually legally pay for reviews on Amazon. People would send free products so that they could get reviews. That's now illegal, and Amazon's really good at tracking it. And so what's wrong with that is you are competing against products that started 5-10 years ago that paid for 1,000, 2,000 reviews, and you are unable to get reviews without sales, and it's like this chicken or the egg thing. It makes it really, really hard. Now, I love my Amazon business. It just sits there and sells, and I don't have to do anything. So if you've started one, it actually is a really good investment, but starting today would not do it. I'd choose another one on this list. Number 3 is drop shipping. I'm doing it right after Amazon because they're very similar side hustles, and I'm going D tier on this one. The reason I'm ranking it above Amazon is because you can do it on any platform, and TikTok Shop is actually making it easier and easier to break into. TikTok Shop is pushing like crazy right now. You can do drop shipping, affiliate marketing, everything using that platform. And so it's a little bit easier than Amazon right now because you're not competing against these massive giants that have been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years. So drop shipping better than Amazon. Still think it's extremely oversaturated. Too many influencers have been sitting there selling courses on how to drop ship for the last 5 or 10 years. And so a ton of people have flooded the market. You have to create a really good brand to give a reason for them to purchase yours over everyone else's. And that's hard to do. That will take a lot of time, thought, effort, stuff like that. So if you're really good at branding, really good at marketing, you think you can separate yourself from the masses, go for it. It can be really good, but I'm putting it as a D tier because the vast majority of us just don't have the skill set to pull that off. Next is home services, and we are going A tier on this one. I love home services for a side hustle because it's one of the easiest ones to start with almost no investment. You can scale it pretty quickly, and you can implement people inside your market to take the day-to-day duties so it truly turns into passive income. When I say home services, there's a lot that go into this, okay? I'm just going to name us a few. So you could do window washing, you could do landscape, you could do power washing, you could do trash cans, you could pick up dog poop for all I care. I don't care what it is, but services around the home are very, very popular. More and more people are trying to buy back their time. More and more customers are popping up, and there is a massive void inside the industry for people who are willing to do it. The other reason I really like home services, and I'll talk about how I'm going to do it here in a second, but this is actually really big in the private equity world. Let's say that you can scale this, okay? And it takes you 3 to 5 years. Private equity companies are buying up mom pop shops inside of home services a lot right now. So this is a side hustle you can start, take a couple years to scale up, and it's actually exitable. You could be that person that got $1 million because you sold your business. Very, very possible inside of home services. The way that I would approach home services, just to give you guys a little bit of start, since this is an A tier, I'll go a little bit more in depth, okay? You have to wear every single hat to start. You're going to have to be marketing. You're going to have to be sales. You're going to have to be the one that actually does the work. You're going to have to do everything. But what I would do is figure out how many things you have to sell, put it on repeat until you can hire someone to start doing it. Let's start talking about like cleaning trash cans, power washing trash cans, okay? If they do it for $25 a pop and they do it once a month and the average person can do 15 a day, you can start running numbers and say, I could pay someone to do that. Like that is possible to put a teenager or someone in college in to start servicing that so that you can focus on sales. And then you're just going house to house, door to door, dropping flyers, whatever it is. You can start to scale it and it becomes hyper profitable. Home service is a great one. Not an S tier yet because it does take a lot of time to start this one, but very good investment. Next is a marketing agency, and we are going B tier with this one. Marketing agencies are a phenomenal one, especially for the younger generation. You grew up in a time where marketing comes more easily to you. You likely spent a ton of time flipping on social media, seeing more ads than the generation before you, and understanding trends and topics better than the generations ahead of you. Because of that, you have a leg up on them. And the great thing about it is a lot of business owners are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s and just don't understand marketing as well as someone in their 20s or 30s. The great thing about marketing is really easy to tie the dollar to. If you walk into a business and say, I make you $2,000, I cost $1,000, anyone will say yes to that. You can pin your services to an actual benefit to the end consumer, and it makes it really, really easy to sell. Couple more things on marketing. They can be very high ticket, which is awesome. You can sign up businesses for thousands and thousands of dollars every single month. You don't need 10,000 clients paying you $20. You only need like 2, 3, 4 good accounts, and you can make really good money. The reason that I put it at a B tier, because that was just a ton of good stuff about it, is it has a higher churn because those contract values are so high. If you're paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for marketing, the business is going to do one of two things. It's either not going to work for their business, and so they're going to drop you because the ads didn't work, or it's going to work really, really well. They're going to see how it could scale, and they're going to bring it in-house and hire it. So you will likely have high churn in this because you will either not do a good job and they'll fire you, or you do a good job and they'll hire it and kick you out either way. And so you have to constantly search for clients. So there's a push-pull here. I actually really, really like it, but it is a B tier for that reason. Next is our first S tier, and it is an AI agency. I love this one. Like if I was to go to zero, you took all my money away, all my relationships away, and I was just stuck on the side of the street and had to start a business, this is exactly what I would start right now. Every single generation has their wealth building opportunity. Okay. You can go back from the beginning of time and find it. The early 1900s, it was like the invention of the automobile, then stock markets, then we had like industrial revolutions, then we had the internet come up. Like every generation has had a new technology that allowed certain individuals to learn it, maximize it, become the top 10%, and make a ton of money doing it. A lot of the biggest companies in the world right now are the ones that did that with the internet. In my opinion, our generation's opportunity is AI. If you can get in the top 10% of AI knowledge, you will be a multi-millionaire. And the fun part is, top 10% is not hard right now. The vast majority of people have no idea what to do with AI, especially business owners. So how I would set this up is I would become very, very proficient in 1 or 2 AI tasks. Understand how AI can help accounting, how AI can help sales, how AI can help marketing. Like find what part of business you think you can learn how to implement AI into a business, and then study it. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, courses, get as much information as you possibly can about AI. And then you can walk into a business, look at their accounting department and say, I can save you $10,000 in accounting every single month by implementing AI. If you can say that sentence right there, you can charge tens of thousands of dollars to implement that, because any business owner saying, wow, $10,000 a month, that's $120,000 a year. I'll give you 50 grand if you can do that. They will write massive checks for what they think is really complicated work, but honestly, it's not. AI can do a lot of stuff really easily if you understand it. The other reason I love this, high contract value, very easy to hire employees that understand this and teach it to them as well, and very easy to scale. This is not a hyper-local specific. If you put them on monthly retainers, hey, $20,000 up front, $5,000 a month, I save you $10,000. You want to do it once again. You have a retainer, subscription, scalable, not localized, very, very good investment. This is where I think a lot of people should be doing it. You just have to put in 2 to 3 months, get it off the ground as quick as you can. And that 2 to 3 months is just education. 40 hours a week, learning everything you can, how to integrate AI into systems so that you can be in the top 10% of AI. We have 2 more for you, okay? Next one, auto detailing, and we are going B tier. This is actually a pretty good one. The reason I like it is because it costs so little to get it stood up. You need maybe $100 or $200 worth of supplies to go out there and start detailing. The other reason I really like auto detailing is because you can centralize your customer. I know multiple people that own auto detailing companies, and they actually work with companies. So an auto detailer will walk into a company with 200 employees and find the marketing person or the benefits person or something and say, hey, I will come to your place of work and detail anyone cars that wants to, and anyone that does it on the day gets a 30% discount, a 40% discount. And then if you can sign up 4, 5, 6 people inside that company, you don't have to travel. It's hyper local. You can go through it quick. You go to the parking lot at their work, so they don't have to wait for you. You're coming to them, you're mobile, and you just churn those clients in a single day at a single business and make a lot of money doing it. The other nice thing about auto detailing is it's easy to hire out. Once you get 6 people in a single parking lot, you can assign someone that's good at detailing, teach them how to do it, obviously, and they can go do that work for you, and you can make an override on top of it. Your job would become sales at that point, but you can scale it really, really quickly. The reason it's B tier though, some of the negatives, I think this is very oversaturated. This is probably one of the most started side hustles by like kids in high school and college because it has such a low entry point. When you have a side hustle, you want to make sure it has a barrier to entry of somewhat. For example, AI agency takes a lot of knowledge. You have to be technological savvy and spend a couple months educating yourself on how to do it. Auto detailing, like quite literally, I could spin up a company in 2 hours and start doing it. You likely will not have a company of 10, 15, 20, 30 employees in auto detailing just because there's not that much margin. There's so much competition. It's going to be really hard to scale. And the last one, DoorDash, I'm going C tier. I honestly actually kind of like this one because it's once again extremely quick, very reliable, and you can turn it on and turn it off wherever you want. Inside my community, I have like 101 side hustles. And one of the ones that I actually talk about a lot in this one is DoorDash, because a lot of people that are trying to get out of debt, they're starting to budget and they're like, I just need $100 a month and I could be out of debt in the next 6 months. I'm like, DoorDash, that's a piece of cake. Like sign up, do it in the weekends, evenings, whatever it is, get out of debt, and then you can decide to drop it or keep it after that. It's a very easy one for work to come to you. You just download the app, turn it on, orders come through. Now, the reason it's a CT, the reason I don't like it is you can't scale it. It's not like you can hire other people to drive for you. It's time equals money. It's basically a second job more than it is a legitimate side hustle that you can scale because you have to be in the car driving to make money. The other reason is there's likely a wait list. I don't know right now. I haven't checked in a while, but there's so many drivers in a lot of markets, depending on the market you're in. Sometimes it can be a 3, 4, 5, 6 month waiting list before they actually let you drive. Now, that's a lot of the larger metropolitan areas that has that issue. There's a lot of other places that really need drivers and they offer incentives. So it's a push and pull depending on what area you live in, but not super scalable. You're trading time for money and it could have a wait list, which is why we put it as C tier. Hopefully this was helpful. I put a video on my social media the other day about side hustles and I had a ton of people asking for what side hustles I would do. So I wanted to create this list to give you a condensed version of a couple side hustles that I really like and don't like so you can start to choose it. If you want a list of my 101 side hustles so you can actually look through the whole list, I give you information on all of them. It's inside my community. You can get into my community for free for 7 days using the link down below. Go grab the list, download it. I don't care if you cancel 6 days later, but at least go pull that list so you have a couple more ideas on exactly what you can do to earn money. Like, subscribe, let me know down below if you have another side hustle that you have done or heard of that's phenomenal. I love to hear these so I can add to my list. And as always, I'll see you next week.